Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be touching upon something that I've actually done a little bit before on my channel, and that is the future of Galactica. Now obviously last year Alton Towers decided to remove the VR off of Galactica, obviously leaving it as a very kind of bare bones ride. Obviously when they actually initially kind of turned air into Galactica, obviously because it was a VR attraction they didn't actually necessarily need a lot of theming, so obviously they kind of had the massive portal as their kind of big theming piece, and other than that there wasn't actually too much there. Now obviously with the removal of the VR, this theming is starting to show, and this lack of theming is starting to show. Now in today's video I'm going to be going over what Alton Towers could potentially do to turn this into more of a themed experience, or what they could actually do in terms of getting rid of the attraction, which obviously we don't want but could potentially actually be a possibility, as well as obviously different kind of things to enhance the actual Forbidden Valley area. So if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to like, subscribe, anything that makes me know you guys like my content. I was trying to hit 700 subs by the end of the month, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that now. But, you know, if you do want to contribute to subscribing, really help me out. And I do appreciate every single one of you guys that are actually subscribing, supporting me, and thus far, obviously making me where I am right now. So, yeah, thank you so much for everybody, and let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first segment of the video, I'm going to be talking about how Galactica could potentially be heavily themed, or they could actually kind of refurbish it maybe in the next couple of years. Now, obviously, we know that Galactica is a really kind of space-driven attraction, which really doesn't bode well now the VR is gone. However, there's lots of different ways that we could actually enhance this. Now, obviously, like I said, back when Air was actually being built, it was a very bare-bone ride anyway. Obviously, it was just kind of a generic theme. However, there was loads of different kind of concept art and theme ideas for different things that could be dotted around the Air area. And one of those things was actually a fountain. Now, potentially, we could see actually Alton Towers finally implementing this fountain to kind of enhance the Galactica experience. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as grand a scale as everyone thinks it could be. However, obviously, little kind of rocks like structures and things like that would really kind of help the ride, at least until either it gets a re-theme or they actually do something proper with it. As well as all the actual kind of outdoor theming, you know, the one thing, even Galactica when it was operating with VR, obviously, you know, it didn't really matter because you had a headset on most of the time, but when it was starting to slip slowly away into not having VR at all, when you were riding it without the VR, going through the beginning tunnel bit, you know, just before you enter the lift hill, really was very boring to look at. Now, obviously, theming this would really do, you know, the attraction justice, and it would make it look really cool. Obviously, you know, maybe just paint up the walls even, maybe it's like a blue colour, potentially have some theming on the walls, something like that, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Now, obviously, Air was the same. Air had this exact same tunnel, and a lot of people did complain about it back then, but obviously now they actually have the opportunity to theme this attraction a little bit more. Could they potentially actually invest in making that tunnel a little bit better? Now, obviously, as you go up Lift Hill, that's completely fine. Obviously, Lift Hill goes over the pathway, which is very cool. Going into the first portal, I think that's quite decent. Maybe some more smoke effects on there could make that really cool, so you're almost going through the smoke, but obviously, you know, that kind of depends on whether or not it'll be actually working. But yeah, just general kind of rocks and kind of terrain and things could actually really make this attraction enjoyable. And don't get me wrong, it is a very enjoyable attraction, but obviously more theming would very much help the attraction in the long run. Okay then, so in the next segment of the video we get into the more interesting stuff about Galactica. Now, not only am I going to be talking about how the way it could potentially expand, but I'm actually going to be talking about the fate of the attraction itself. Now, obviously we know that Galactica / Air has been at the park for a long time now, and with Secret Weapon 9 really kind of starting to rise up as kind of speculation now, it's not unlikely for something like this to actually be removed. Now, obviously, you know, way back when Wickerman was actually in development, if you haven't seen my Wickerman video, definitely go and check that out. But way back when Wickerman was actually being developed, they were actually thinking about adding Wickerman in Forbidden Valley. Now, no one really knows whereabouts they would have actually added it, but a lot of people have got a good idea. Now, on the screen here, you can see there is a picture from the Alton Towers app of a car park that is just next to Galactica. Now, obviously, this is huge. You know, Alton Towers car park is generally huge anyway, but with this massive kind of area here, could we potentially actually see Forbidden Valley being expanded upon into this car park? This has been something that's actually been discussed by loads and loads of different people, but yeah, it does seem very likely that this is the way they would have actually gone if Wickerman was actually to be added here, but obviously they opted into swapping it out for the Flume instead. Now, obviously, as for what could actually go in Galactica's place, you know, definitely go check out, like I said, my other videos that I've got, you know, talking about Secret Weapon 9 and things like that. But I could definitely see, potentially, maybe an Intamin Blitz, a multi-launch coaster. These ideas have been floating around for quite a while now. But yeah, you know, Galactica has been here for a while. However, instead of actually building upon the former site of Galactica, as I said and mentioned before this kind of segment started, could they actually expand onto the car park? Now this would actually really open up a potential other, you know, kind of area for Forbidden Valley. You can have the Nemesis area just to the left, obviously where you have the former Subterra building, and obviously Nemesis itself. But if they really wanted to, they could expand Galactica's area as a proper area. They could actually expand this area into the car park and have maybe 2 coasters themed to Galactica, or themed to this kind of space theme, and it could really work. Now it depends how much Alton Towers are actually willing to kind of go ahead and do this, because obviously this would be quite a big kind of project. To add Secret Weapon 9 in as a kind of Galactica opposite, or a Galactica kind of, you know, expansion type thing, could actually really work. Now obviously if they did this, they could invest in a lot more theming for Galactica itself, as well as obviously a whole new coaster to obviously develop as well. Now obviously this could come in stages. We could actually see, you know, an enhanced theming kind of idea for Galactica, just to enhance theming a bit while the VR is gone, and then potentially afterwards we could see this brand new coaster come in, kind of expand the area a little bit, and kind of help it to grow. Now obviously this is very unlikely, but it definitely is something I think Alton Towers will do one way or another. Whether Galactica comes with it or whether it doesn't, I can definitely see them actually building upon this car park, as it is a really good place to obviously build something like a coaster, and it does seem like they're actually considering putting it here, obviously, you know, way back during Wickerman's planning. Like I said, that could have gone there. And it feels like that's the only place that, you know, a coaster could have actually gone in Forbidden Valley, unless they got rid of Galactica, but I don't think they would have actually even considered that for a split second, seeing as back in 2015 they were obviously working on making Galactica a thing. It's just very baffled and kind of, you know, mixed onto where it would go other than the car park. So I think if they were to do this, it would be a wasted opportunity to obviously expand the Galactica area and expand the Galactica story. Okay, so that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, definitely let me know whether or not you enjoyed this type of video, because obviously now I'm in lockdown, I will do it a lot more. Obviously, you know, I'm sorry this video was quite short. However, obviously, I just wanted something to get out to you guys. I know I haven't posted since Friday, which for me is a long time. So here you go, you got this video. I mean, like I said, we tried to hit 700 subs by the end of the month, and we've gotten very close. We're on 674, I think, at the moment, which is very cool. Obviously, thank you so much to everyone who has supported the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. But yeah, definitely let me know any video suggestions you guys have as well. I have got a series in the works, but let's just say each episode is going to take a lot of time to actually produce. So yeah, that's something that you actually find out a little bit more on as I actually kind of acquire the different things to actually, you know, enable me to do it. So with all that said, I'm not going to waste any more of your day, so I'll see you guys later.